Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Just before we get started today, I want to say thank you to all of our country's servicemen, men, women, animals, everyone that has served the cause of freedom around the world. Thank you so much for your continued service, your service in the past for the cause of freedom. We thank you each and every day, and on this day of all days, we remember you always. So thank you so much to everyone out there for all your service. Like I said, for the cause of freedom, you will always be remembered, and we will always be grateful for your service. With that said, let's get to the hockey news for today. As we know, yesterday, Dante Fabro did not go to the Edmonton Oilers on the waiver wire. We don't know if the Oilers even put in a claim, but he ends up with the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets are a team in transition right now, and it's probably a good fit for Fabro there. They have some extra cap space, can give guys opportunities, and Dante Fabro is a guy looking to turn his career around, and a fresh start with the Blue Jackets should be something that's good for him. It may open up the possibility for the Blue Jackets to move another defenseman. We know Ivan Provorov's out there, possibly a guy like Damon Severson as well. We'll see what happens there. Nothing connected to the Edmonton Oilers at this point, but definitely a situation that we will keep an eye on here going forward. Staying on the waiver wire, there was a couple new names on the waiver wire today that may be of interest to the Edmonton Oilers. Two of them former Oilers, Matt Benning and Andreas Athanasiou, both going on waivers today. Matt Benning was a name I've heard mentioned by Bob Stauffer on Oilers Now that he was getting calls about. I don't know if the Edmonton Oilers would necessarily be interested in Matt Benning. I think at best he's a third pairing defenseman right now, and the Edmonton Oilers are absolutely loaded with bottom pairing defensemen. So unless you're bringing Matt Benning in to replace somebody else, get a fresh look. I know going back to, 2016, 2017, Darnell Nurse and Matt Benning were the third defensive pairing for the Edmonton Oilers, so maybe the Oilers looking to reignite some old magic there. I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised if the Oilers do put in a claim on Matt Benning, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they want to just try somebody new there. I think he's just over $1 million in cap space, so he's right around the cap hit that the Oilers' other bottom pairing defensemen are. So there's always the possibility there, but probably unlikely. Andreas Athanasiou, I think, is someone that makes too much money for the Oilers to claim. I think his cap hit's over $4 million, so I wouldn't count on anything happening there. And goaltender Kaapo Kähkönen also on the waiver wire today, but once again, I don't think the Oilers were looking to pick up a goaltender at this point. That's kind of where things are at with the Oilers on the waiver wire situation. As Sportsnet Stats reports here, Connor McDavid has 995 points in 657 career games at just 27 years old. He is on pace to become the fourth fastest and fourth youngest player to reach 1,000 points in NHL history. Does that happen this week? Knowing Connor McDavid, probably. He had quite a few points the other night against the Vancouver Canucks. He's looking like the old Connor McDavid. And speaking of that, I think the Oilers may have finally found their spark. I was going to say it the other week when Connor McDavid went down into injury and guys like Leon Draisaitl, Victor Arvidsson, Jeff Skinner were stepping up. I wondered if that was going to be the spark the Edmonton Oilers needed. Last year, it was Jay Woodcroft going out, Chris Knobloch coming in, Paul Coffey coming in on the defensive side. So I thought, well, maybe losing Connor McDavid would galvanize this team to come together, and they looked pretty good for 2 games. Had that shutout loss to the New Jersey Devils, which was a bit of a setback. But now getting Connor McDavid back, they looked better against the Vegas Golden Knights. Unfortunately, let that game get away in the third period, but played, I think, their best game of the season against the Vancouver Canucks on the weekend, a huge 7-3 victory. So the Oilers are going in the right direction. Everything is pointing towards the Oilers finally getting this turned around, going on a big win streak. They were just snake-bitten for so long offensively, and the penalty kill has been a problem. The power play has been a problem, but the power play starting to get a couple goals against the Vancouver Canucks on the weekend. If the Oilers can just get that penalty kill figured out, stop that from giving up 1 goal, 2 goals a game, the Oilers should be primed to go on a big winning streak here, start moving up the standings. It was another rough start to the year once again, but they're 7-1 in a much better position than they were last year. And like I said, this may have been the spark that the Edmonton Oilers needed. losing Connor McDavid, getting guys galvanized, getting him back, and I now think they're playing some of their best hockey this season. There's certainly another level that this team needs to reach, but they're getting closer and closer to hitting that level, and I'm predicting a big breakout over the next week, and Connor McDavid should hit 1,000 points this week. I have very little doubt of that. The Oilers are back in action tomorrow night against the New York Islanders. I'll put up this lineup here. I'm expecting the exact same lineup for the Oilers. They looked excellent against the Vancouver Canucks on the weekend, almost beat the Vegas Golden Knights the other night as well, so I think this will be the exact same lineup. The one possible exception could be Jeff Skinner. He saw his time on ice go down greatly against the Vancouver Canucks on the weekend, so we may see Skinner moved off the top line, possibly replaced once again by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but let's see what the roster looks like tomorrow for the Edmonton Oilers. I think that's all I have for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.